Welcome to another edition of Talk City Greensboro, produced by GTN, featuring interviews and events happening around town. It's an easy way to stay in the know while you're on the go. Subscribe to Talk City on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or SoundCloud so you can keep up with what's going on in Greensboro city government. I'm your host, Josh Johnson, and alongside me is my ever-present, wonderful guy, an engineer, and a good friend, all-around fantastic fella, Devin Smith.
Thank you. That was... Did you do that because I changed the scripting and got
a little
it right?
bit.
You didn't have to figure out what it meant.
I just rolled with the alongside. It worked for me. It kind of inspired me, so I just ran with it.
Okay. I mean, it was a great intro.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it.
What's up, Greensboro? Thank you for joining us on another edition of Talk City. Josh, do you like technology?
Oh, yeah.
Computers?
Absolutely.
Cybersecurity?
Gotta have it.
Well, today you are in luck because we invited the city's chief information officer, Jane Nickles. I got your title right.
You did, yeah.
She has graciously accepted our invitation to be our guest for this week so we could talk all about 5G mind control and all the different
My favorite.
things.
Yay!
Well, Jane, would you tell us how you became so interested in information technology?
Okay, I'll take you way back in time. When I was actually a dance major and really more interested in the arts and dance. I was working part-time at a department store while I was in school. And one day, a girl that I worked with came in, and she had a huge stack of paper, and she was flipping through it. And I said, well, what is that? And she said, it's a computer program. I'm taking computer programming classes. I'm going to get a job and make a lot of money. And I said, oh, maybe I'll do that.
I kind of want to do that, too.
And so that's kind of what took me from being a dancer and not really knowing what I was going to do career-wise. So I started taking some classes. I actually went and took the classes and took some night classes and was like, yeah, I really think this is kind of cool and fun. And
What language did you first start taking?
COBOL.
Ooh, all right. All right, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I was a geek out on the computer language, sorry.
Okay, and so do you still dance, or you just did away with it?
Yeah, well, not like I did then, but yeah, I still like to dance, but just socially, not,
Yeah.
not in shows or anything like that.
Everybody should be dancing at some point. You know, it's a fun thing to do. So you've grown up in Greensboro. So what does it mean to be making such a difference in a place you've always called home?
Greensboro is such a great place, and I think everyone who lives here and everyone who works for the city just loves Greensboro, and wants to see Greensboro thrive. Back in 2014. When the Google fiber and AT&T fiber and all of that was being rolled out, and it was happening in Raleigh, it was happening in Charlotte, and there was nothing happening here in Greensboro, that really got me concerned that Greensboro was being left out, and that we didn't want to be the technology desert between Raleigh and Charlotte, and so that kind of it started. Me along the path of gigabit internet for Greensboro and smart cities, and so many people were interested and wanted to be part of that, and were like, yeah, we want Greensboro to have this, and we want Greensboro to actually emerge as a leader in technology and smart cities, and now we are. I mean, we're being recognized as a smart city nationally.
Yeah.
And I think that's great, and so many people get so excited about Greensboro, and even in the past few years, just have seen it kind of change and emerge, and it's an exciting place, an exciting time to be involved in technology here and all the things that are going on.
I agree. I agree.
So, what high school did you go to while you were here?
I went to Page High School.
Oh, okay. I actually live near Page, so if I stay where I'm at, I believe my son would go to Page. So
there you go.
So, are you So you are striving to make Greensboro a smart city. What is the purpose and plan for this idea?
So, yeah, smart city means lots of different things to different people. But the basis of a smart city is connectivity, and it's all built on network, a high-speed network, and fiber. So, what I've tried to do is really promote the network, the fiber, basically building that foundation and having that in place, and then you can start to layer the smart city components on top of that. And really with a smart city, and every city is different, so it's more about what kind of problems are you trying to solve, and then how do you leverage the technology and the network to address those problems and those issues, and to deliver better services, be more efficient, sustainability, environment, traffic control, and even looking ahead to autonomous vehicles and how that's going to change things, and what kind of network connectivity you need for that kind of transportation infrastructure. So looking at where we are now, but where we want to be in the future, and making sure that we have the framework in place to go there in the future when those things start to kind of emerge, that we have what we need in place to adapt.
Wow. So it's way more than just
mind control.
Yeah.
It's actually way better than mind control. It's way more than just getting a good signal. It's a connected to the foundation of the city, really. So that's very cool. That's very cool. So what are some of the initiatives that are coming out of this idea, like TriGig, for instance?
TriGig was our 2014 fiber initiative, and that was the one that where we addressed, hey, we want this in Greensboro. Don't just go to Charlotte and go to Raleigh. Come to Greensboro and do it here, and basically inviting those providers that were building the fiber networks to come here and to build here. And from 2014, when we had nothing here, we have probably about 2/3 of the city has fiber access to the residents, to homes.
Right.
Businesses have other options that the homes residents don't have, and really where we're challenged is southeast Greensboro, and that's what we're kind of focusing on now. How do we bring those networks and competition, which is important, competition in those networks to east and southeast Greensboro. So TriGig kind of got things started. The one thing that we're doing now, and as you know, with the virus, and the schools closed down, so the students went home and had to sort of shift to remote learning, which is fine if you have that internet connectivity, but if you don't, then it's a challenge. So what we're doing now to address that is leveraging UNCG's Technology and Data Institute, which is brand new, but we issued an RFP through the Technology and Data Institute, the City of Greensboro, Guilford County Schools, Guilford County, trying to think who our other partners in this are, but the RFP is inviting vendors to come to us with proposals about bringing that kind of connectivity and access to the underserved students and neighborhoods. And we've gotten a lot of attention for that. We got a call from the state broadband office. They're very interested in what we're doing with that. And so we hope with this RFP, we can actually find a pervasive solution for all students, so no one's left out, no one's left behind, and everyone's connected.
That sounds really, really, really good. And then, of course, the the kiosks and all different sorts of other exciting things that people can see that, you know, a lot of what you do, people may not necessarily see physically, but these are some of the things that they can see and be part of and realize the hard work that's going into what Greensboro is doing as a whole, as a community. So there's a whole host of people that you were just naming to have these ideas come to fruition. But who are some of the other people that are helping out to try to make sure that all of this stuff actually happens in Greensboro, and that we keep moving forward, and that we keep bringing these types of connectivity and kind of breaking down these barriers that some people may have in our community?
There are so many. I mean, we have business partners, and we have a new internet service provider, relatively new to Greensboro, Segra, who bought North State, and we've had a lot of good meetings with them. I think Segra is going to be a great partner and do some great things in Greensboro. And Segra has partnered with us and US Ignite. US Ignite is a nonprofit out of Washington, D.C. They're partially funded by the National Science Foundation, and they invited us into their Gigabit Cities program. So we're just getting ready to launch that, and that is basically about coming in and helping us to launch innovation, to expand broadband in Greensboro and in the region, and to bring partners in to help us with that. So Segra is partnering with us and US Ignite to launch that, and we're going to invite members of the business community. I've talked with the chamber about it. Of course, the universities, UNCG, North Carolina A&T. So we're going to have multiple partners in that, and also bringing the Technology and Data Institute into that. And the Technology and Data Institute is a kind of a regional data collaborative, and basically a regional readiness program for technology.
Okay.
And technology for the future. So it's going to be a great asset and partner. So it all kind of meshes together, I guess.
Yeah. And why do you think there's such a big community buy-in into making this happen?
There's so much excitement about it because everybody gets it. When you start to talk about high-speed broadband and connectivity, and looking at the future, and what I like to say, or to the comparison I like to make is, if you think back when the internet kind of first emerged, and everybody was kind of like, "What is this?"
Sorry, I'm nodding my head at Devin. Like, you don't remember that, do you? I remember
might be
that.
a little young for that, but
I remember
when we
that.
had dial-up, does that ring a bell?
I did use dial-up.
Did you?
I remember
Okay.
AOL
Just for fun?
dial-up.
Let me try this for fun.
I was around when everybody thought that computers were going to take over the world, and dial-up service. Now, I may not have been around when the internet shared its first word, okay? But I've been around for the greater part of the innovation. How
I've been
about
here
that?
for the good stuff. The good stuff.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about when we had dial-up, and the internet was kind of a nice thing to have, and you could do email, which was really cool, and some chat rooms, but it really wasn't essential. It was a nice to have. It wasn't an essential thing, and you couldn't even at that time even imagine streaming video or voice over IP or any of the things that we're doing now. It's just like you couldn't even imagine that kind of thing.
No.
So fast forward to today, where everything is dependent on the internet. It really is. You can't run your business, you can't bank, you can't educate. But I mean, the future is more and more services, more and more connectivity to the internet. And so we went from a 50K dial-up to a 25 to 50 to 100 meg connection to do streaming and Netflix and all the things that we do. So if you think about how we have changed and the internet has changed from like that 10, 15K connection to a 50, 100 meg connection, our whole lives have changed, our businesses changed, the way we deliver services has changed. Well, how are things going to change when we go from like 100 meg to a gig?
Yeah.
That's going to be, I mean, we can't even imagine, just like we couldn't imagine a dial-up connection and streaming video and all the things we do now. We can't imagine what a gigabit, multi-gigabit connectivity is going to, how that's going to change things, because we're going to be looking at things like augmented virtual realities and augmented realities, and those things are going to start to play into kind of our business and our lives, and so it's when you start to talk about it and people start to get it, and people get excited about the virtual reality and autonomous vehicles and all that. So it's I forgot what your original question was, but I think it's around the excitement that happens when you start to talk about this. People get really excited
all
about
the
it.
possibilities.
But you don't want to be the city that doesn't have it when all this stuff starts to come out, and people want to do things that require a lot of bandwidth, and we don't have that here, and now we got to build it. Then it's too late.
Absolutely. Which, I mean, we've got to be ahead of the times when you have places like the Greensboro Science Center. They want to do augmented reality with their dinosaur stuff. I mean, there's so many different businesses and services and tourist destinations here that want to have these type of services already. It's kind of like when, us in TV, everybody's like, I just got my 4K TV, and we're like, man, we're talking about 32K and all of this other things. And internet service and information technology is no different, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just thinking that, once we get the ability to transmit that type of information, right now everybody's big on Zoom meetings, so it'll be like a holographic Zoom meeting.
Exactly.
Everybody will be sitting around the table.
Right.
Definitely. So we'll actually be in some of the movies that we see.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Well, thank you so much for coming and telling us all this fun and cool information that people may not see that's actually happening and helping their daily lives. So I think it's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Stay tuned in weekly by subscribing to Talk City Greensboro on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And don't forget, you can download Talk City from SoundCloud.
That's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Talk City. Be sure to watch GTN, your official source for news and information from the city of Greensboro. GTN is available on Spectrum Channel 13,
AT&T UVerse Channel 99,
and North State Channel 31.
GTN also streams live on Roku and the city's website at greensboro-nc.gov.
Have a good one.
Take care.